Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Hopefully we can get a simple test. 1, 2, 3. All right, welcome you all. My deepest apologies. I was running the workshop, and there was a failure. Right, so only myself was able to see the stream. So I want to say welcome you all to this one. This is the fourth workshop of a 5 workshop series, and in this case, we're going to be customizing your strategy. Right, the one that we did on our workshop 3 session, which is pure arbitrage. We're going to be adding some customizations to it. Right. So first of all, let me go back because as I said, I was doing some changes because I was already running the workshop, but in the end, we know that um, I mean it was not broadcasting, so I need to let me revert the changes and we can see it live one more time. All right. So um, yeah, as I said, we're going to be customizing the strategy we did on the workshop 3, and that's going to be more or less like changing the frequency, changing thresholds, adding um, allowing more risks in my particular case. But this can be anything you want to improve on the strategy, right? If you want to, for example, if it is a a a momentum base, you might be doing something different than if you are working with a pure arbitrage, right? Similar to a minting. Minting strategy is going to be different than momentum or than pure arbitrage. So the stuff that you might be willing to edit on it might not be the same, right? You might want to edit something. You might want to edit different stuff in different strategy types. All right, so let's go into details. What are we going to be updating? In this case, as I said, let's first recap what the Canon looks like and what do we have to work with, right? So we have the scanner prints, which are letting us know that we have run the automation and we have find a signal or no signals. And on the strategies, I was mentioning max positions could be something to tweak. The the max cap that you're going to allow per position, right? So that is an example of a tweak that you could do. Some other could be edge threshold. What is the minimum edge that we're willing to activate the signal in regards to runtime and risk? Yeah, we could be doing the cadence or the frequency. How often do we pull the information? In this case, from Polymark, right? Lost circuit breaker. This is like the max count that we want to have of consecutive losses, right? So if we have a set of consecutive losses, we could take like a break. That would be like a backup. And in this case, it is called a lost circuit breaker. So yeah, as I'm saying, we could tweak it, right? Because circuit breaker is going to fully stop the automation because you are constantly losing at your own configure value, right? So let's say if I do 5 trades and they all fail, then circuit break because I don't want to continue losing funds. So yeah, or you can edit it to be a backup. Backup would mean that it's going to rest some time and allow some time to pass before going again into the market. So now let's see the the application, right? Having these changes is not only applicable to the arbitrage that we have. The arbitrage is the one that we did on the workshop 3, but you can apply these tweaks and changes to many of the other strategies. And as an example, we have here in the screen three types or three categories of strategies that can be run, and we are constantly adding more. We currently have four strategy template, and they're going to be push updated as soon as we finish this workshop today. So we're going to have four strategy templates there. First one being pure arbitrage, second one momentum, third one is market making, which is minting strategy, and there are many more to come, right? And as I'm saying, these tweaks of cadence, frequency, threshold, maximum size, and like safety or security considerations for the prediction market, all of it can apply to any. But of course, there is like a category limit, right? Because you're not going to be adding a data source to a pure arbitrage, for example, because this one is only depending on the price on the market, right? So in this case, yes plus no has to equal 100% on poly market, and you're taking advantage if the inner summary of poly market doesn't add up. You're taking opportunity there, but you don't need to check against any other data source, right? So adding a data source to a pure arbitrage is like, I mean, you can do it, but it's not going to benefit you at that point if it is a pure arbitrage, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, the agent can edit anything that you want to edit, but yeah, you just have to consider what you're going to be aiming to in order to decide what to tweak on your own strategy. The first tweak is going to be the cadence, right? So this is a quick one, and we're going to be going to the the automation. So first we're going to check if we have Canon ready. So we're going to do Canon version. Yeah, we can see we have a version there. So then we can run the Canon terminal user interface. So in here, we're going to first request that show us the state, the project state. And in the meantime, okay, yeah, we can see that we're talking to it in natural language, right? So it is not doing any complex stuff, right? So we just request for the state, and we can see here we have the past state that we run on our previous workshop, and it was a stop here at the at the end, right? So the first request is, hey, I want to update the automation to run every 66 instead of 30 seconds. 30, 30 seconds. And okay, let's do it. Let's request for the change. All right, so right away we can see the agent is looking for the configuration, and it's going to edit them. In this case, it's asking us because there are multiple sections of it, right? So I want to say the the main automation scanner, right? So that is the one that I want to change. Okay, so it says done because it already went and made the edit, and I will be showing you code which might not be um, Might not be your forte, but what we want to present here is that the agent is making changes to the strategy, and you don't have to know exactly like the exact application. You don't need to know how to code. That's one thing. And secondly, you don't need to know the specific app, because even if you know how to code, you will need to know where to touch, what to change. And in this case, we're requesting the agent with natural language do this stuff, do these changes. And even if there is ambiguity, like we just saw, the agent is explaining, okay, I can see two things here. What do you want to edit, right? So at that point, we can simply um, respond back again, natural language, and it's going to make the decision, find what we want to edit, and perform it. So let's go to the code here. In the code, we can see, I go to the difference. This section here is what has changed in between my last save state and right now. And I can see there is a change in the main file. So this one is um, was updated from 30 to 60 seconds, right? So that is the change. And it might look, as I said, simple, but if you look at the entire project, the entire system, it is not so simple, right? So that is the beauty of having the agent, which is in charge of controlling not only the automation and when it runs, but also the um, the code, the foundation of it, right? So that was the first tweak. We're not going to be running it yet. We're going to go to the second tweak, which is going to be the edge threshold. In this case, once again, we're running the pure arbitrage summary of a yes and no. The market has to be 100%. If it is under it, we can take the opportunity. So we're going to lower it from whatever it is to, let's say, 0.5%. So we're going to send that request to the agent. Okay, let me see if I'm sharing the, okay, yeah, I'm sharing the proper one. Okay, we're going to do things now. I want to lower the edge threshold to 0.5%. Let's see if we can get it done by the Canon agent, right? Okay, so you can see I did natural language, right? To me, the value is called edge threshold. You can say the opportunity, the risk. You can use like your perception of what the concept is, and it says the hurdle rate, because it is stating that that is the minimum threshold. Is now set to 15. I mean, it was because it was prior to my change, and it is stating the location, right, in this configuration for arbitrage binary. So yeah, changing it to 0.5%, the value that I requested, and then it's stating done. The update has been done. So uh, now we can go check again on the code. We go to the code. We're going to see more changes, right? So now we can see on the on the updates, we can see the previous one, just the timer, the interval, the frequency, and on the new one is a lot of configuration, and now it has changed the hodl rate, right? And there are other stuff, right? Because you could change, for example, the NBA champion to something different, and that way the opportunities that you're pulling from polymarket are going to change, right? Or you could do something different. I don't know, like the slippage abort. You know, if the value changes too much, then don't take the opportunity. And yeah, all of the configurations can be tweaked, as I said, requesting the agent to do it for you. No need for you to know exactly where to go to do it. All right, so yeah, we have updated the edge threshold, and now let's see on the tweak number 3. This is the risk, stating that the risk is extensible, right? And yeah, we know that the risk can be updated. So we're going to be going with the circuit breaker. I think we can do circuit breaker increase from 3 consecutive losses to, let's say, five five consecutive losses, right? And this is run only if we get a signal, as I said. But we're going to be seeing the changes that is going to generate on the code. So an example here, as the agent raised the loss circuit breaker from 3 consecutive losses to 10, we want more resilience on longer runs. I'm going to do 5. I'm not going to do 10. Let's do it. So now let's again. Thanks. There's no need to thanks. It just feel more natural to me. Thanks. Now let's um, edit the max consecutive losses um, to 5, and yeah, let's see if we can get the proper update from the agent, which has been doing so far, right? Okay, it is even stating that it's found two sections of the circuit breaker, because we have a a main process, right? And then we have the specific for each category. So even if there is some kind of ambiguity, now it's fully updated in the entire um, automation, right? So now let's go to, oh my bad, I think I didn't change the view, but yeah, I requested here. Uh, Thanks. Now let's edit the max consecutive losses to 5. And it found two places, and then it done. It was updating the two places. So now let's go into the code once again. So now let's go into the changes that the agent did. We can find a new change here, which is the entry, right? In the arbitrage binary, it updated from 3 to 5, and it also updated it here, right? So when it is creating a risk, it is updating from 3 to 5. Now let's go ahead, and we have done our 3 tweaks that we prepare. So now I think we have to run the automation, but just prior to it, we are going to chat about this specific risk extensible, because yeah, you could do something like not only tweaking, right? You could request a new parameter. Having this consecutive loss is on the default, but you can have something different. You can have a percentage of your portfolio being lost as a circuit breaker. You could have it as a max dollar amount, not a percentage, but a max dollar. So definitely, deciding what to do is on you, and the agent can prep it, can work not only tweaks to the current configuration, but also create new rules. So as I said, here we have the example here, daily PLN limit. So yeah, If you have a daily max defined by your strategy on your side, you can request the agent. Hey, I need to do a security and a risk check before we dive into new actions. So that way we can control if we have had a day on on in a specific that we are taking many losses. Yeah, then please stop it. So we need the circuit breaker, not replacing the previous one, but extending it, right? So now we are not only going to check on consecutive losses, but we're going to check on P&L. And P&L stands from profit and loss, right? So if you're losing too much, not on individual trades, but as a summer, you can also do circuit breaker, or you can do back off, or some other stuff that I'm sure a lot of you out there have many great ideas to implement. Okay, so let's run it then. I guess we have to run it right now. So let's go into the agent and request to run it. All right, so this is it has detected the face. We can see status changes on the top here, and we should be getting signals or errors or it's different stuff, right? Okay, so it executed. It is stay a little bit longer than what I'm used to, at least on the detect signal. So the values might be generating more calculations, and that is why it took longer. And then it completed the this specific flow, and yeah, it ran no signals, no edges, right? So we had the arbitrage, the pure arbitrage created by the agent on our previous workshop. We come here, we request changes. Hey, let's run it um, in shorter periods of time. Let's run it in longer periods of time. That's going to depend on what you're aiming for. Because if you have a long running automation, right, something that is not going to be resolved soon, because you might have a prediction for 5 months in the future, so that might not need to run on on every single minute, right? You might be running that one on a longer live basis. All right, so we can see the automation is running. We requested changes. The agent found the location of these changes, made the edit for us, and it is working. And even in the case that you get something that might not be working, the agent can get into it and fix it for you, right? So let's see. I'm going to leave it running there. In the meantime, complete the we complete the rest of the stuff that we want to talk about. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Um. Now let's go back a bit into the hackathon, right? So we have the requirement for winning the hackathon is mostly based on profit percentage. Okay, so it is going to be like a reward to the best strategy that we can find, and it's going to be based on profit percentage. Also, there is no minimum. Previously, there was a stated there was a minimum of $100 to participate, but there is no minimum. You can join if you only have $5 to $10. If you want to go ahead and do your automation using that amount, that's totally fine. All right, And just as an example here, if we get $500 getting a 50% return, that's going to beat having $5,000 and getting 10% return. So um, there's no specific uh, specifics for the dollar amount that you need to have. Okay, no minimum. And from there also, remember we're going to be doing NBA playoff hackathons, right? So everything has to be um, around the specific NBA playoff. And get ready for May 4th. May 4th is the open registration in the hackathon, right? So what do you need in order to participate? You're going to be uh, required to sign in and register on door hacks. Then you need to have your live strategy, right? It's not just build it and turn it off, or not just having the scanner. Okay, so I'm just scanning, I'm doing nothing, no taking action. No, it has to be a live strategy that take actions on the opportunities that it finds and makes profit, right? And yeah, aside from these other bullets are checklists, not a requirement, right? So you're going to be needing I mean, not a requirement from our side, but of course you're going to be needing a Polymarket account, and of course USDC, which is the token using Polymarket, and this is running on the Polygon chain, right? But those are like facts that you have to work with. Also, you can explain your edge thesis that's going to be required on a video, right? So you're going to be presenting and explaining your thesis on video with the automation running, right? So that is the last bullet. Have the automation running. Okay, it has to pass tests, has to compile, and it has to be free of errors or of linting errors, right? As a quick note, just for you to take into account, um, you're going to be using USDC, but it's a particular token is USDCE. This is not decided by us. This is Polymarket conditions. So they work with USDC.E, right? And yeah, aside from that, we are also going to be doing scores for innovation, technical updates, and performance, and the presentation, as I said. So everything is going to take account as part of the evaluation. All right. So what is coming up? We are right now today in the fourth workshop of a 5 session series. Next one is on April 23rd, and we are going to be going over questions and strategies reviews. We're going to have more strategies set up for that session, and we're going to be going wider on the tweaks, on the changes that we can perform to the strategies, right? Remember, all of these are taking place at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Everything is recorded and uploaded to YouTube, available right away. And the relevant dates that we have is May 4th for the registration open for the hackathon, and registration deadline. So you can register up to May 31st, but the automation don't stop there. The automation have to run from May 4th all the way up to June 19th. That's when the NBA playoff ends, and that's when the automation needs to end, right? And from there, we need a couple days. So June 23rd is going to be the winner announcement, right? So yeah, if you have any questions, um, consider coming to our Discord channel. We have a Discord channel. Everything is linked in the description of this video, and you can go to our Discord server and then into the prediction market hackathon in specifics, in order for you to to post your question, and you're going to be getting answers there. Also, we are um, open. If you don't have the full availability, if you don't have the full knowledge, you can come and try to find someone else to participate as a team, so you can find a team, because the hackathon is for teams up to 5 people. So you can come and join a team there and do your suggestions, right? So you might have good ideas and you might not have the time, or you might have the the knowledge of something, but you don't want to go alone. Definitely come to the Discord, try to find a team, and you will be able to um, participate, right, in the hackathon. All right, I think this is going to be all for today, and yeah, thank you very much for the time, for the assistance, and see you on Thursday. See you on Thursday, April 23rd. Thank you very much. Bye bye.